When the arrows are red, it's when Trump talks about tariffs. When the arrows are green, it's when Trump does a delay.
That's going to run out in the second half of this year. So you're going to see price increases.
Trump threatening a 25% tariff on South Korea, Japan, Malaysia, 30% on South Africa, 40% on Laos and Myanmar.
We officially have new tariffs announced from Trump and new drops in the market to follow, almost as if tariffs are just a bad idea. I know, who would have thought? So we have a CNN panel to break down all of this nonsense. Leave us a like if you can. It lets us know you enjoy the content, and let's get right into the panel.
Trump threatening a 25% tariff on South Korea, Japan, Malaysia, 30% on South Africa, 40% on Laos and Myanmar. Now, these letters are just the first of 14 that the president is expected to send today to trading partners. My panel is back with me. Catherine, I want to start with you as our resident Bloomberger here. So you must know all the things about all the things.
Some of the things.
What's fascinating about this is if you look at the rates that are in the letters, there may be like a percentage point to 3 at most away from the original April 2nd tariffs. So I read the letters and I thought, this is essentially just an official delay of the deadline. Am I not seeing something?
They are not that different. I mean, this whole process has been deadlines and delays and a lot of confusion. And I think that's been very hard for countries that have been trying to negotiate these deals because they don't really know what is the real deadline, what isn't.
Again, let's not mistake exactly what this is. Trump went from 90 deals in 90 days that will boost and change our economy in ways we've never seen to failing on that on all fronts and now begging trade partners to come and make a deal with him after delay after delay after delay. He stood to collapse consumer confidence, investor confidence at that, sent our market spiraling downwards multiple times. But he hasn't really brought any of the favorable trade deals that he said he would. We saw negative economic growth in our first quarter under him, largely because of the scares and such that the tariffs caused. And it seems that for no other reason than pride, he's now adamant on bringing them back, continuously so. And maybe one of these days they work, but when you've delayed them so many times, you lose leverage. Every time you delay, people feel like, one, they don't know what deadline is real and what's not. And two, they feel like if they wait long enough, they'll get the better end of the deal.
They also haven't been talking about tariffs for the last couple of months. And now they're basically reigniting that conversation. So it's no surprise that markets are down. And the reality is that many of the tariffs he announced previously were delayed. So we haven't seen the full impact. And many of our greatest and biggest retailers pre-purchased inventory with anticipation of the tariffs. That's going to run out in the second half of this year. So you're going to see price increases. You're going to continue to see a chaotic trade agenda. And, whereas Peter Navarro has been locked in a cage somewhere, not allowed to speak to the media, he'll be resurfacing. And so you're going to see more confusion and more chaos in the coverage of what they're doing with tariffs. And you're going to see, I think, more chaos in the markets.
This largely has become another example of Trump creating a problem that didn't need to exist for no real reason, blaming it on the Democrats, and then giving up on what he was doing to cause the issue and claiming victory as if he fixed it. You have MAGA like zooming in on the market, on different stock websites and stuff and being like, we have a win, look at the rebound, despite us being under where we would be had Trump not crashed the market with pointless tariffs. And the only reason it's rebounding is because he's entirely walked back talking about them for months. And now the second he brings them back up, they go back down. And as the conservative gentleman here said, we haven't even felt the full economic effects of the tariffs, and many of them has been delayed or haven't been put into place. But some prices have still gone up, even with the limited amounts and just the scares we've seen.
The numbers are down because the arrow, for people who don't follow the stock market, who are just like, what is happening? When the arrows are red, it's when Trump talks about tariffs. When the arrows are green, it's when Trump does a delay. And that has been the theme over and over. And this administration rides high. A couple weeks ago, the market was up. But there were other issues that brought it up. I think we have always projected that prices will start to really increase after Labor Day. And we never expected there to be 90 days. And you ask, what are they doing? Probably nothing. The deals were smoke and mirrors, hocus pocus. We've yet to see the deals. The impact has not really taken effect. But Americans will feel this. This is just basic economics. prices are going to go up if these tariffs stay in place.
It's weird. I think the only saving grace we have here and why Trump hasn't full went into these tariffs like he said he would is his ego, where after attacking Biden for years and saying he has high prices and all of this, I don't think he wants to deal with the negative effect of if he brings the prices up and what people would say to him and how it would affect his legacy. But like, regardless of that, what he's doing is still hurting the economy, as it's bad for investor confidence. It's bad for the markets, for things that actually bring GDP growth into a country, and for actually making progress in any of these deals. Which to some extent, with some countries maybe we need, but now we've lost all leverage with any of the countries because like they can just freeze us out and essentially will give up all leverage that we have. What on top of this, the pain the average American is going to feel from not just the tariffs, but from the tax bill Trump just signed into law, where the bottom 20% is going to lose income, the 20 to 40% is going to feel no effects, 1% effect for people making like six figures, and most of the benefits going to those over making 200,000. When that is mixed with price increases from tariffs, markets collapses from tariffs, if he ever even goes through with doing it, I mean, people are not going to forget that come the midterm.